Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back for the Healing for Humanity for March 2024. So if this is your first healing that you've ever watched, I will just briefly explain that I channel with the Healing Council of Light, which allows me to bring through images, visuals. I am showing basically the answer to the intentions that are set. Now, for the Healing for Humanity, I always set for the best and highest good, which allows the most highest priority to come through for the need of the time. And then I take extensive notes, which is what I'm about to take you through, and I will screen share so you can read along with me. Please feel free to comment below on how the healing has come through for you and any feedback that you have found. And yeah, let's get started. Just going to share my screen. Great. Okay. So the intentions are healing for humanity, the best and highest good for the month of March 2024. Okay. I see Earth. And yes, we can argue whether it's square or round, not flat, sorry, or round, but let's not. So I see it as it's depicted, as you would today. There are layers beyond it and layers within it, and they look dark. I zoom in and see the Earth's crust, which is the layer we live upon, and there is daylight. It is bright and colourful. This represents all of us individually. How when we are in our immediate energy, it can be bright and colourful, yet as our energy expands, our perception gets darker and darker, and then even within us, there are layers of darkness. That is not to compare darkness with evil or similar. It is referring to the lower vibration energy that exists in all of us. So our immediate energy is light. And if you look at it as an individual level, that's at our skin level, okay? Then depending on where you are at in life, the layers start to get heavier and darker. This is caused by our perceptions. The first layer is love. If you don't love yourself, your energy here will be dense, and it will skew your perception of the rest of your world because you are unable to see it with love. It is that whole you need to feel within to be able to feel without, right? Not without, but around you. And this starts with self. Yes, you may be surrounded by people that love you and that you love back, but you will hold these people at bay if you can't feel absolute love towards yourself. You are basically incapable of loving others if you are unable to love yourself. The second layer is connection. This is closely intertwined with love. The perception we have of ourselves will always affect the level of connection we are able to create. Connection is vital to our well-being. We are human, which means, connection is the way that we survive. Beyond our basic survival needs, connection is key to living a vibrant, healthy life. When we can't, so what this healing is saying is when we can't love ourselves, the love around us feels somewhat separate. This leads on to our connections, where we might not give all of ourselves or keep them at arm's length, so to speak. It also means that if we cannot love ourselves and yet we are in a relationship, say, we might do things for others and yet feel resentful for it, and it's this push-pull with love. As in, if you can fully be in a place of acceptance and love for yourself, then whatever love you have around you or is coming, like you are receiving, it is pure. It is not conditional. It is not based on whether you are doing enough or they are doing enough, or you are good enough or they are good enough. If that makes sense, like it's the true love that we can honestly try and feel for ourselves then gets replicated and mirrored back to us. So what this healing is bringing up is that if you have a core wound and that is causing you to not be able to fully, completely love yourself, that is the first layer to look at, right? That is where, if you're on a healing journey, that is where you want to start looking first. That is where you want to go within. Why can't you love yourself? Like, what have you been brought up to believe about yourself? Or what have you been told? And that is not to say let's all blame our past, or our upbringings on our parents or caregivers. No, 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 that's not what we're saying. It's like that is the upbringing that you had. Then come to a place of acceptance. Now you get to choose. Do you believe that? Is that your truth? What does life mean for you now, right? You're in a position now to take the steering wheel and decide for yourself what your beliefs are, what your perceptions of the world are, and how you see things. And that starts with how you see yourself, okay? The third layer is survival. Now, you might say, oh, gosh, isn't survival the first layer? Well, no, this is what this healing is saying, is that everything starts with love, everything. And then connection is a way of expressing that love, and connection is so vital to the human soul, basically, because no one really is an island, as the saying goes. And this is just really highlighting this, that when you have love, you have it all. That survival basic needs are, third really on the list when you look at it. So this is saying the third layer is survival. All the things we think we need to be happy: job, house, cars, toys, basically what we would deem as abundance. By this stage, our perception is really heavy and dark because these needs and wants feel hard and unattainable, or cause us much stress and worry that we can't enjoy the sunshine above us. Most of us aren't even looking at the sunshine, and this is like metaphorically meaning, as our focus is on the dense energy of survival. And I can really feel this in the world at the moment, because there are lots of people losing their jobs, struggling financially, losing their houses, mortgage rates are going up. Like, this is the reality, right? That there is a shift going on financially, and this is really creating a lot of stress and worry for people. And and what they're saying is, yes, that stress is there, but we can still find a level of happiness even amongst the chaos, even amongst the stress, because it's a real outer perception that we hold of how our life is. Whereas you can be right in the moment, absolutely right now, as you're watching this video. Is everything around you okay right now? Yes. You're obviously got Wi-Fi, you've obviously got technology, you're obviously sitting somewhere enjoying this, and you have everything you need right now. That is what we need to always come back to. Yes, it gets stressful when it's time to pay the bills, or you are looking for a job and you're unsure of what's going to happen next, but always bring it back to this core moment where you are okay right now. You have everything you need right now. And as much as you can live in that space, that is where you can release a lot of this darkness and enjoy the sunshine, metaphorically. Okay. So what I am being shown here is that it all starts with our core wounding. These are the layers within. The darkest layer at our core is the belief that we are not good enough. When we don't feel good enough, worthy enough, deserving enough, then how can we love ourselves? This is deep conscious work that we are all here to do, to heal the collective consciousness of not feeling good enough. So I just want to point out here the collective consciousness. What that means is together as a collective, we hold a similar level of consciousness. So what is in one is in the other. If one of us still believes that we are not good enough, that is still held in the collective consciousness as a whole. And it would be amazing to be able to all heal this within us and continue to evolve to a new level of human evolution. So basically, this is what the saying is, just that it's still held in the collective consciousness that we are not feeling good enough. And this is what would be amazing to clear right now. Okay, so I see a connection from the sun through our hearts into our bodies and shining light onto this core wound. as in light cancels darkness. When we can all become aware of this core wound, and some are already well on their path, we can shine light on this darkness within all of us and literally change our perception of life. I mean, how amazing would that be? If no one in the world still believed that they were not good enough, could you imagine how different humans would be or act or respond to others? And so much comes from this core wound. You know, they say that hurt people hurt people. Well, if we're all going around feeling like we're not good enough, you can see how that just evolves into so much frustration and angst in the collective consciousness. I can see that when we clear this darkness, which is the belief within us, that light starts to clear the darkness around us. And this is our perception, right? We can fully love ourselves, imperfections and all, accepting who we are, knowing we deserve to be here, that our light is important too, knowing no matter what we do, we are good enough. If there's one thing that you could take from this healing today, it would be that this is coming from the Healing Council of Light. You are good enough. No matter what anyone says, no matter what happens in your life, you are still good enough, perfect, just as you are. Our internal love for self creates a domino effect of being able to love others fully, deeply, sincerely, unconditionally. Our energy starts to radiate from us so that our layers of love, connection, survival become bright, achievable, happy, abundant, and best of all, possible. And this all starts with clearing our core wounds. So if you could imagine a graphic, and if I was clever enough, I would suddenly have this thing pop up now, but I'm not. If you were to cut through a circle and you had it, and it's basically saying at the very, very core is this wounding. And then from that is our love for self. So until we clear this belief that we are not good enough, then it is quite tough for us to love ourselves. And from that, you know, like building that, so clearing I'm not good enough, then being able to fully love ourselves. From that, our connections to people changes and this evolves, and then we can truly love others. We can truly receive love as well, you know, truly feel it, truly know it. And then from there, our survival. So this is all sort of what it talked about, like we're not talking sort of our basic survival needs. It's more our needs and wants, basically, our level of abundance. Suddenly that all changes and that becomes possible. So you can see the complete opposite effect, if you like, that if our perception of the world right now is it's hard, life's tough, nothing's working for me, you know, it's all impossible. You can see how the layers then start to close in, like our connections then become really frustrating. We get angry at each other because, you know, things aren't working out as we would hope. And then, you know, we can't love ourselves really because, you know, we're always putting ourselves down. If life's this tough, then it must be all my fault type thing, which brings us back to that core wound of I'm not being good enough. So can you see the inside out kind of version and the outside in version? I hope I'm making sense. Anyway. When you next see a radiant person who looks like they have figured it all out, just know that they are reflecting back to you the possibility of healing your core wound. It's like that old, not old, but you know that thing when you're trying to buy a car and you decide on the car that you want, suddenly all these cars just, you see them everywhere. The car that you want, you see them everywhere. It's pure, like this is metaphysics, like on a very real level. What this is saying is that when you are ready to heal this I'm not good enough belief part of yourself, you will start to see all these beautiful, radiant people that are showing you that it's possible. You know, these are all the cars out there that you want. These are the people out there radiating the life that you want. And don't see it as oh, they've got it, but I can't. Take it as a sign of they've got it, so then I can get it. That's the positive message that we want to sort of convey in this healing today, that when you see a person or meet a person that's just radiating what you want in life. See it as a sign that it is all possible for you. Okay, don't see it as I'm not good enough, I can't have that. That's the complete opposite of what we want to convey. So allowing you to start shining from within, changing your world from the inside out. This is where it all starts, with this core wounding of I'm not good enough. Oh, so the healing is completed. And now we do the clearing and embedding. And what we do is we take everything from the healing that has come up and we clear this out energetically. And this is done through sentences and words and basically like pulling out the weeds from the garden. It's pulling this all out of your energy field. This is all channeled, by the way. This is not my personal, thoughts from the healing. This is all completely channeled. It's all perfect. And I'd just like to point out here that if you are here watching this healing, you are ready to clear this core wounding of yours. I feel like this is a sign that this is not, a coincidence that you are here to watch this. You are definitely here, ready to clear this core wounding and watch the flow-on effects through the love, the connection, and the survival change just for you. Right, so clearing. My core wound of not feeling good enough, not deserving of a great life, not worthy of abundance and love, all the negative beliefs that my core wound has created, that I have believed all of my life, that has held me back from living an epic life, that has kept me small, frightened, scared, unable to shine my light brightly, my perception of how hard life is, how stressful working is just to provide the basics of my life, my inability to love myself just as I am. Today, my inability to create true, authentic connections that enable my energy to expand greater and greater beyond me. This darkness within me that clouds my perception of how hard living on this earth is. All the darkness I see in the world, because this darkness resides in me also. My inability to clear my own darkness, to see it, to be aware of it, being drawn to those who also hold darkness as it feels comfortable and they get it also. Seeing happy people as irritating because I don't feel I can achieve that myself. Inability to see the sunshine all around me. Inability to see the possibilities around me. Inability to feel like I can change anything. Amen. And that's what we want to clear from the energy. Now the embedding is coming along and like dropping little magnets into everyone's energy fields. This is what we want to draw in, and this is what we want to grow within our energy. So embedding, I am free and sovereign. I know that I am good enough. I am deserving of a great life. I am worthy of love and abundance. I love myself and no longer hold judgment of myself. I believe in myself, knowing that I am important too. I clear my core wounding with love and acceptance. I no longer allow it to hold me back, keep me small, or hold my perception in lack and darkness. I release all the negative beliefs that hold me back from loving myself, seeing my radiance, and knowing that life can be easy and in flow. I choose to believe that I am good enough. I allow the sunshine to radiate into my heart space, clearing all negativity within me, which in turn allows me to see the world in a whole new perspective. How love enables all, how love heals all, how loving myself will heal my core wound and lift the collective consciousness. Life is great, life is in flow, life is abundant, and life is full of love for myself and all those I am fortunate to know. Amen. Now, it's great if you feel really drawn to this healing being the next step for you, then feel free to message me and I can send you the notes so that you can read over these notes as many times as you like to fully embed this healing for you. Right, and then I do a card reading and just gathering. Maria Woman. Grounding. Next, I do a card reading, and I like to use the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle cards for these readings. Now, the first card, align your life. What needs to change for you to live your highest timeline now? What, when you think of I'm not good enough, is holding you back? What needs to change in your life? Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? So when you hold the belief, which I have held this belief, I'm not good enough for a very, very long time. I cleared it a couple of years ago and went on to basically learn what I'm doing now. And I really believe that I would not have done that had I not cleared that belief, and which means that I have answered my deepest calling. So what are you putting off? What are you afraid of trying? What would you do if you were fully supported? There's another way of putting it. What would you do if you were fully supported and knowing that you wouldn't fail? That is a great segue into knowing where you possibly are holding yourself back right now because you do believe that you're not good enough. Okay. The Great Gathering. It is no coincidence that you are here for this healing today. Your soul knows this and has brought this core wound to your attention. Intuitive hits are coming fast, so pay attention. When you next start having an intuitive hit, which you might feel like, oh, I want to go and do this, or I want to investigate this type thing, but then the ego jumps in and goes, oh no, but I couldn't. That is your sign. That is your sign to absolutely go and do it. The ego is not protecting you, not at all. It is stopping you from living your greatest calling. The next one is get grounded. So when we connect with nature, we can tap into Mother Earth's energy, and this is super, super grounding for all of us on an energetic level. So when you are in nature, try and ground yourself. What does this mean? It could mean while you're at the beach, you literally put your feet in the sand and just breathe into the energy that you feel. It could be lying outside on the grass. It could be, if you're in an apartment building, getting outside to a park and just going and sitting under a tree. The energy that Mother Earth holds is really, really important for us as humans to connect with. We quite often are in our houses, in our apartments, in our work, in our offices now, and forget to go outside, forget to actually put our feet on the earth and connect in. So this is a real key message coming through at the moment. While everyone is feeling quite stressed about life right now, one of the best ways to just take a moment is to go and be in nature, just to go and get grounded. The stress levels in the earth at the moment are really, really high, and this is a way of just helping to soothe the nervous system and really sort of connect back in. So the message here, when we release such heaviness within us, we can get too much in our headspace and not feel into the body, the earth, that allows us to integrate these new upgrades. And that is more saying that when we're in stress, we are all in our mind. We are totally living from our mind, and we forget to come into the body. We forget to breathe. We forget to check in with our heart space and connect in with earth. And it's just basically saying to come and do this every now and then, just to balance and to give all your stress to Mother Earth. She can take it. That's what she's here for. So thank you so much for being a part of this healing for the March 2024. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Please press subscribe so that you can get these monthly healings and stay connected. Much love.